I stared at her message for what felt like forever. 7 words. That's all it took to wreck everything I believed about love. I'll come back when I want. It wasn't the words themselves that gutted me. It was a tone, cold, distant, stripped of all warmth. As if our marriage had meant nothing. As if I meant nothing. Mia had walked out 2 nights earlier after another one of our arguments. One of those long, heavy silences where anger lingers like smoke in the air. She said she needed space, packed a small bag, and left. I figured she'd cool off like she always did. But this time, she didn't. The first 24 hours were hell. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I just sat there in the living room, staring at her favorite blanket folded neatly on the couch, her coffee mug still sitting by the window, lipstick smudge untouched. I texted her. Nothing angry, just, "Are you safe?" No reply. Then, the next morning, that message came through. "I'll come back when I want." Something inside me cracked. I read it over and over, 20 times maybe. Each time, her voice sounded different in my head. Cold, mocking, indifferent. And that's when the doubt started to whisper. Quiet, poisonous thoughts that wouldn't stop. Where was she staying? Who was she with? Why wasn't she answering me? By the second night, I couldn't take it anymore. I called Leah, her best friend, the one person I thought might tell me the truth. "Hey, it's Ethan," I said. "Do you know where Mia is?" There was silence. Too long. Then Leah said softly, "She didn't tell you?" "Tell me what?" "Ethan, maybe it's not my place." "Not your place to say what, Leah?" I snapped. She hesitated, then whispered, "She's been seeing someone for a few months now." The world tilted. "Leah, that's not funny." "I wish it was," she said quietly. I told her to stop. She said she needed to figure herself out. I don't remember ending the call. I just sat there, listening to the sound of my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. The betrayal didn't register at first. My brain refused to accept it. Mia, the woman who cried during sad movies, who teased me for my off-key singing, who held my hand in grocery store aisles. That Mia couldn't have done this. But the signs, they've been there all along. The late nights, the new perfume, the sudden disinterest in our date nights, the secret smiles at her phone before she'd tilt the screen away. I just didn't want to see it. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in the dark, scrolling through old photos, birthdays, road trips, lazy Sundays. Every memory felt like a lie now. By morning, I knew I needed proof. Not for revenge, for closure. So I logged into our shared cloud drive. Mia had never been good with passwords. Everything synced automatically. And there it was, a hidden folder inside another folder, labeled Work Trip Private. I opened it. Dozens of photos spilled across the screen. Her at a resort, drink in hand, smiling in ways she hadn't smiled for me in months. In some photos, a man stood beside her, his arm around her waist, his lips brushing her cheek. She wasn't ashamed. She looked happy. My stomach turned. Every muscle trembled as I scrolled through each image. Some were from weekends. She claimed to visit her mother. Others from nights I'd been home alone, thinking she was with friends. Each photo felt like a knife twisting deeper. That afternoon, I finally texted her back. "Take all the time you need." She didn't reply, but I wasn't done. I printed one of the pictures, the one of her laughing in his arms. Not the intimate ones, just that single image that said everything I'd lost. I placed it on our bed next to her wedding ring, still resting on the nightstand. Then I took a photo, the ring and the picture side by side, and sent it to her. No words, no anger, just silence. Her reply came fast, less than 2 minutes later. "Ethan, what is this? Where did you get that? Please, don't do anything stupid." Then she called. Again and again. I didn't answer. For once, I wanted her to feel the panic, the loss of control. After the 6th missed call, another text came. "I'm coming home. Please wait for me." When she arrived that evening, her face was pale, her eyes red with guilt. "Ethan, please, let me explain." I leaned against the counter, arms folded, every emotion fighting for space. Anger, heartbreak, exhaustion. Explain what? I said quietly. That you were cheating on me? That every I love you was a lie. Tears filled her eyes. It wasn't like that. Then what was it, Mia? My voice cracked. You said you needed space. Space for me, or space for him. She covered her face, shaking. I didn't mean for it to happen. I just felt invisible. You were always working, distant. And he listened. That hurt more than the cheating itself. I was working for us, Mia, to build something, to make you happy. I know, she whispered. But somewhere along the way, I stopped feeling wanted. He made me feel alive again. There it was, the confession. I wanted to scream, throw something, anything to make her hurt the way I did. But I couldn't. I just stood there, empty. So what now? I said finally, you come back when you feel like it, leave when you're bored. She shook her head, tears spilling freely. No, I ended it. I swear, that photo's old. Months old. I wanted to tell you, I just didn't know how. Then why walk out? Because I couldn't look at you, knowing what I'd done. Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. Then I said quietly, you broke something that doesn't get rebuilt, Mia. Trust. She reached for me, but I stepped back. Don't. Ethan, please. We can fix this. I'll do anything. You can't fix what you chose to break. I walked past her, grabbed the suitcase she left by the door, and handed it to her. Her lip trembled. You're throwing me out? No, I said softly. You already left. I'm just making it real. She stood there, tears rolling down her face. I still love you, she whispered. I almost laughed. Maybe, but not enough to stay faithful. She nodded, picked up the suitcase, and walked out. For weeks after, the house felt haunted. Her scent lingered on the pillows. Her laughter echoed through the empty rooms. I tried to erase her, deleted the photos, boxed up her clothes, but memories don't delete that easily. Some nights I'd wake up, reaching for her out of habit, and the emptiness would crush me all over again. But pain changes shape with time. It doesn't vanish. It just dulls like an old scar that still aches when it rains. Months later, I got another text from her. I still think about you. I wish I never hurt you. I stared at it for a long while before replying. I wish that too. But wishes don't change the past. I didn't block her. Didn't reply again either. Some stories don't end with revenge or forgiveness. They just end. And sometimes I realized that night wasn't about making her panic. It was about showing her what she'd thrown away. Not to hurt her, but to remind myself that I deserved more than being someone's option. Because love built on lies is just a beautiful house with rotten walls. It might look perfect from the outside, but the moment truth hits, it collapses. And mine did. But standing in the wreckage, I found something unexpected. Myself. And that, I think, was worth more than any apology she could ever give.